Hello traders, we are experiencing quite a lot of volatility, as you can imagine, because of a relatively slow week for data, and yet of course we have the Greek news issue item hanging over us. So what we're seeing at the moment in this Dow daily is this head and shoulder pattern playing out. Okay, but all the time we are holding here, we could still come down here and bounce, but it's looking increasingly well, certainly the short term, it would look as if we are going to come down and test this support down here, at which point if we get a nice bounce on a Greek resolution, then fine. But in the meantime, just be aware that we're in this apex, and whichever way we come out of that apex is going to be big. And I think, given that we are well and truly in the summer doldrums here anyway, reporting season well and truly behind us, I would expect to see some continued weakness. Of course, if we fail here, we could see quite a heavy downdraft. The DAX is holding up a fair bit higher, although it's not too dissimilar, and clinging on to the 20 EMA here. So although we have sold, we are still holding the 20 EMA. What I think might happen is we might come down and test this support here at 11,300, and then if we do hold, then we could get potentially a nice bounce into this area up here. We have, of course, this trend line over the top. So again, we're in an apex. Whichever way we come out of the apex is going to be potentially big. And so, right, what about Forex? Well, I am at the moment long, I'm getting bullish the Aussie dollar, and I'm long this Aussie CAD. Barely got about 45 points profit at the moment. I just think this is potential for a breakout pattern again. It's the same old story, but we're in lots of apexes at the moment. We really are potentially going to see some nice moves in this market. And the Aussie US is very similar. When we were bought down here at 75.80, we saw 81.5. So if we can close above 77.80, I think we will again see quite a rush to the upside, potentially reclaim some of this huge downdraft that we had 6 months of last year. Anything else? Well, the pound US needs to come in contact with that 20 EMA at the least, and if we can't hold that, then I think again we will see a move that could be quite dramatic. And we start failing 155, and this is dust. I suspect what's going to happen is we're going to come and test 155 and then recover. But in the meantime, if you are going to trade the pound US, I would just short any highs at the moment. Euro, this 112 is a major pivot, and we are holding the daily 55. So I would steer clear and just wait for some more confirmation. I think we're going to come down and test 110.80. I think we're going to come and test this fib level, and of course if we hold, ping back up. But in the meantime it is short. Otherwise not really seeing much, so I'm going to stay in that Aussie CAD, watch the Aussie US. This one. This is the US dollar yen. We've got so many topping tails up here. Yeah, so far I've had that little short, that little short. It looks to me as if this is because we've got that overall. Okay, we're sitting on a trend line here. Too many arrows. Let me clear this up. I think this could potentially roll over. I'm going to sample a short. I did get short. I got short too low in this and got stopped out, so I left it. If we come up into here, round about the one, not round about, the 124 level, I will short that to see if we can come off. We're above all the moving averages, so I've got to be careful here that this isn't just going to drop down here for support and then run up. Okay. But just be, there's a lot of volatility out there. We are setting up some decent moves. We just need a bit more confirmation in the Euro US and the Aussie pairs. They're my favourite at the moment. We haven't got any data this week on the pound, so the pound is literally just drifting. Switching across to oil, I think that's just a huge box play. We've had 8 weeks of drawdowns in the events, and this thing cannot move. Now, if this is a box play, I'd expect to see a retest of the somewhere around the low of that box, and the 200 EMA would make sense, and that is 58.50 roughly. At which point, if oil is going to take off, I think that's the point where it will take off. And so, who knows, may even see that back end of this week. Gold is, at the moment, very weak. That's a Hammerite bar. So it's one of the reasons why I like the Oz is that we have got some decent support down there. If we lose our footing there, then the gold's dust. But start to close higher than 1180, and that could do well. All right, see you in the room tomorrow. Bye for now.